Listen up, Packers fans. It's time to face the facts. Your boy might not be coming back. Adam Schefter reported today that Aaron Rodgers declined a huge contract extension offer this offseason, and it's just another piece to that puzzle we've been building all offseason that says Aaron Rodgers probably doesn't want to play for Green Bay anymore. I'm Ross. This is our Terse fan club, and we're talking football today. Usually we're talking Chicago Bulls. Obviously, we're talking Chicago sports content all the time, trying to break in, do a little more football stuff, and I want to get into some baseball stuff too. But we're going to keep it NFC North focused today and discuss what Aaron Rodgers leaving the Packers could potentially mean for the NFC North, and also to address some of these crazy hoops that Packers fans are jumping through to convince themselves that Aaron Rodgers is not going anywhere. If you're not subscribed, hit subscribe, because I am making these kinds of videos every single day. And once again, if you like football, if you like the Bears, if you like anything related to the NFL, hit the like button so I know to make more of these videos. Your support means a lot to me, guys. So Adam Schefter's tweet today dropped this morning. This offseason, the Packers offered Aaron Rodgers a 2-year contract extension offer that would have tied him to Green Bay for 5 more seasons and made him the highest paid quarterback and player in all of football. He said no. So, I mean, come on. Like, we're not talking about like, oh, they gave him a contract offer and he said no. We're talking about They wanted to make him the highest paid player in football, and he said no. Guys, Packers fans, stop! It's real. It's Adam Schefter. There's no one else. Okay, I'm sorry it's not Ian. I know you guys trust him, but no, it's Adam Schefter. This guy knows what he's talking about. This is the NFL insider. This guy has connections in every single team. He knows trades before they happen. Even on draft night, he's like simultaneously in every single draft war room. And if you remember, that draft night was when all the Aaron Rodgers stories initially he reported. Like, guys, you gotta. I don't know if Packers fans watch my videos. I don't know if you guys give a shit about the stuff I make. And it's fine if you don't. It's fine if you want to hit the dislike button in comments that you hate me and I'm stupid and I'm fat. I don't care. I am looking at proof that something is happening, right? Like, Adam Schefter doesn't just say this happened unless it happened. Like, there are times where he speculates and he says, like, per sources expected to do this, or like, I have heard that this could be happening, blah, blah, blah. He said in plain terms, Aaron Rodgers turned down the contract extension. That's it. Okay, it's not rumored to be, it's not per sources, per reports. He is the one reporting it, saying it happened. There's all this stuff out there from Packers fans, like, you know, in the Wisconsin, Green Bay area, saying like his country club membership renewed, so he's sticking around. I saw one today that my friend sent me. It was someone on Facebook who's like, his house, I know someone who works for this cleaning service, and his house was getting deep cleaned. They get their houses deep cleaned when they're coming back. It's like, come on. It's Adam fucking Schefter. Come on. You don't have to do that. It's just not, you're jumping through hoops. You're trying to convince yourself of something that's not realistic. Like, you have the realistic option in front of you, the most logical option in front of you, and you are choosing to believe the opposite. And I understand sports are emotional. We all have biases, and we all want our favorite team to be the best team. And obviously, if you're an Aaron Rodgers fan, you want Aaron Rodgers on your team. Like, who wouldn't want Aaron Rodgers on their fucking team? It's just crazy, like, seeing, because I'm a Bears fan. You guys know, obviously, I'm a Bears fan, but it's just crazy to have the shoe be on the other foot. Like, looking at these guys kind of doing the coping thing, you know, is what we call it now. Yeah, they're consuming a lot of copium. They are trying to to convince themselves that this is not happening. And from my perspective, I'm like, bro, we got Justin Fields. I'm feeling good. I feel good about what we're doing. I'm not really worried about weird country club membership renewals and deep cleans. We're kind of set on that regard. As far as, what this could mean, like, I still think there's a good chance he does play for the Packers this season. I do. Or at least, doesn't get traded, maybe sits out. I don't know. But, reading this, it does make me think that, well, for one, like Adam Schefter said, it's not about the money. He is taking a stand against a relationship that has been fractured. And that's okay. I mean, he operates differently than other people. We've seen this. He's just kind of a different dude. He's got the weird thing with his family, which, I'm not going to get into that. That's his own personal business. But like, he operates differently than other stars in other sports. Like, you can't compare him, I think, to, guys like, I don't know. I mean, like, I'm trying to go through sports stars in my head, but it's like usually the best of the best, the superstars, they do tend to be a little off, a little strange. Like, people forget, like Peyton Manning, he had that awful injury, obviously, towards the end of his career with the Colts. But like, he left the Colts, like that was a thing. Like, he left the Colts at the end of his career. Like, there have been great quarterbacks who leave their teams at the end of their careers. Like, it happened with Joe Montana. Like, it happens to a lot of quarterbacks, to a lot of great quarterbacks at the end of their careers. Maybe just sick of being with the same franchise that you feel like you're not getting anywhere, just ready for new opportunities, want to try something different, whatever it is. People grow, people change, want different things in life. And for Aaron Rodgers, I mean, like I keep saying, he's just kind of a different dude. There's really no way to tell where his head is at necessarily, but maybe he wants to be closer to home. Dude's from the West Coast. Maybe he wants to be closer to the West Coast. Maybe he just doesn't want to play for the Packers organization. Maybe he just has beef with the people who are running the team and doesn't want to be around them anymore. Like, there are so many different things that could be going on. And, a lot of it's been speculated that it has to do with drafting Jordan Love and not telling him, which, okay. I mean, that's a mistake. I'm of the opinion that mistakes can be fixed. And I feel like there are ways to communicate to him that, like, you're still committed to him and you still want him to stick around. But maybe from his perspective, damage is done. There's no apologizing. It's over. So that's how we got to this point. And from here on out, I mean, there's only a few teams that really could make an offer for him. I still think Denver is the most likely fit. I feel like they have the right pieces to try to get him, and plugging him into that team would make them instant Super Bowl contenders. So I still like the Broncos as an option. I don't know where those conversations have gone. I remember the conversation was happening. I don't remember if it continued. Washington was another team. There's a few teams to watch, I think, but if Rodgers does sit out, or if he leaves the NFC North, if he is not the quarterback for the Packers this season, the starting quarterback for the Packers, I mean, that just blows the NFC North wide open. And it really does open the door for any of the three other teams. And, the Lions are the Lions. They're going to get the hate, and rightfully so, that they're not a good team, but they do have some nice up and coming pieces. Jared Goff's not a good quarterback, but he has been there, done that. He has taken teams to the playoffs before. So like that, the Lions are still there. They're still going to give some teams headaches randomly throughout the season. And, if the Packers aren't the Packers, which they aren't without Aaron Rodgers, who knows? Vikings, same thing. I mean, they are better than maybe teams are giving them credit for. They might be better than the Bears. I still think the Bears have a better defense. And now with the upgraded quarterback situation, well, I'll get to the Bears in a second. But the Vikings, I feel like, are probably, if the Packers are not the Packers, the most likely team to win the division. They have the veterans, but they also have the young up-and-coming stars. They still have a decent enough quarterback who can win, and he has taken teams to the playoffs. And he has won with some of the same guys that are still there, and they've upgraded at other positions. So, I mean, still got Dalvin Cook, going to be in a pretty good situation. You got Dalvin Cook, Jefferson, Thielen, like they still have the core, so offensively, I still think they're very potent. Defensively, they've kind of rebuilt some of those older pieces that left or broke down. So the Vikings still have a chance, still have a very good chance of winning the division. Even if the Packers are healthy, and even if the Packers do have Aaron Rodgers, I still think the Vikings have a chance. But, you know, without Aaron Rodgers, like I said, the whole thing gets blown wide open, leading to my Bears. Yeah, I mean, it's so possible. The Bears made the playoffs last season. I know they went 8-8, but like they made the playoffs last season with Mitch Trubisky, and Nick Foles. So I mean, I feel like people forget that it wasn't a good season. Obviously, they were 8-8, but they still did enough to eke into the playoffs. If you upgrade the quarterback situation, they did. Whether it's Justin Fields or Andy Dalton, whoever is playing, both of them will be upgrades this season, and I think Andy Dalton will be better than some people are giving him credit for. Upgraded the wide receiver position, upgraded the running back room, upgraded the tight end position last season and is getting better this season. Just upgrades all around on the offensive line at every single position. Depth and upgrades along the offensive line. And then you look at defense, and it's still the same Bears defense. Eddie Goldman, it sounds like, is coming back, which is great. That is actually huge. I feel like people are underrating how big that will be for the Bears D-line, which was already pretty good, but still had some holes last season. Akeem Hicks, he has injuries pretty much every year at this point, so you need guys who can fill in for him. And Eddie Goldman is a great run stuffer and is just going to he's going to lock down the rest of that D-line, which is just so good at getting to the quarterback. And then, the secondary is going to be something to watch. It'll be interesting to see how Eddie Jackson rebounds from last season. I'd like to see him have a better season. And the cornerback situation is another iffy hole on the defense. We'll have to watch in training camp to see who ends up winning that second starting spot alongside Jalen Johnson, whether it's Desmond Trufant or Kendall Vildor. The slot is kind of locked down, but everything else, you've still got Khalil Mack coming back. Robert Quinn's going to have to be better too. Hopefully he's coming in healthy, because they really need him on the opposite side of the line. But even without Robert Quinn, you still have Khalil Mack, you still have Akeem Hicks, you still have Eddie Goldman, who's coming back, which is awesome. Roquan Smith is a superstar in the making. I've always said that. Never switched up on Roquan Smith. You can't tell me otherwise. And I think the Bears are an underrated dark horse to be good this season. So all that is to say, if Aaron Rodgers does not come back to the Packers this season, the NFC North will be, it'll be a bloodbath. It will. It'll be an absolute bloodbath. It'll be a lot of similar level teams really fighting it out to see who could come out on top. Don't think the Lions are realistic, but they will probably eke out a couple wins against NFC North teams. They always do. The Vikings, I think, are a good team and could contend for the NFC North, even if the Packers have Aaron Rodgers. But once we get to the situation where they don't have Aaron Rodgers, that is an opportunity for the Bears, who are not as good as the Packers or the Vikings, to hopefully, maybe potentially use that potent defense to get to those quarterbacks. I don't know if it's going to be Bortles or Love. Either way, get to one of those two guys, try to rattle them. The Bears have been known to rattle Kirk Cousins. He doesn't have a very good record against the Bears. So those are things to watch. Those are things that could be huge storylines going into next season, a longer season. Obviously, we have the additional playoff spot like we did last year. So there are many opportunities for teams to get into the playoffs. And I would love to see the Bears take advantage of an opportunity, finally, in which the Packers might not be very good. I would love to see that. Wouldn't that be awesome? Haven't seen that in a long time. So, yeah, I take a little bit of pleasure in the Aaron Rodgers stuff. Yeah, I do. All Bears fans do. We all do. It's because you guys have been handed Hall of Fame quarterbacks for every year of the past 2 decades. You just get a hand, 3 decades at this point. We're going into the 21s now. It's crazy, man. Share some love for the rest of us. We all need some quarterbacks too. So that's why, Packers fans, if you've made it this far into the video, I applaud you. I'm not gonna sit here and shit on you guys. I'm just saying, that's why everyone else is jumping on this so hard, because it's you guys have had a long run, It's the same thing with LeBron. People jump on LeBron too, and it's well, you've won a lot of rings. People want to win their own rings. It happened with Golden State. Golden State kept winning. People were all right, we're kind of sick of this. We want to see someone else win. It's kind of what it is. People want to see other teams up in the mix. So we'll see what happens, but I thought it was important to discuss the latest development on the Aaron Rodgers front, and I will keep you guys apprised of any future updates should they come up. Once again, if you like this video, if you enjoyed it, you made it this far into it, I'd have to imagine you did, please hit the like button so I know, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss another video in the future. So thanks again, guys. We will talk very soon. Bear down.